We are about to get suited and booted. I'm cutting the quarters now. I have already started because I'm really not in the mood today, but I figure we still got to document this process. So there is the driver's side quarter panel and the rear bumper side panel. Now let me show you what I've done so far. I've outlined the panel going all the way back, and I've taken measurements for the rear bumper panel where it pretty much comes up where it's solid, and you can kind of see this part being reproduced, and then this pretty much disappears, but this from this line down is seen. So I want to keep that mounting point, not to make things look goofy. Same thing over here where the quarter fender comes down and it meets and then everything else kind of disappears behind it. I want to keep from here down to keep that flush look. Everything from here up disappears, and that's where I'm going to cut the quarter in order to get the room I need for not only my tires, but to make this shit disappear from the wide body. Then we'll get into tabbing and all of that good stuff. So that's what we got going on right now. So this is kind of going to be quick, even though the process might be drawn out. All right, so I'm going to get into like first cutting off the lip, because as you know, we roll these, right? So I'm going to cut that roll off, take that little trim piece out, and then from there I'm going right in. All right, now I think I've measured enough to really see what I have, so it's time just to go for it. Just gonna send it, fucking send it. So I'm gonna sound like Darth Vader, but just stick with me. So I've got this lip cut, got that off, this whole piece. Now that I've got that off, you see right here, the body and the fender or the quarter are separated. So now I get to go in here and make the real cut, and then I'll show you what we'll do with the body. But for right now, I'm gonna concentrate on making this cut first, and then I'll come down here into this fender or this bumper and then cut this next. And be careful because there is some body back here, and if that needs to be cut off as well, we'll cut that. But for right now, I think we're pretty straight doing this because I've already taken these measurements, so everything else should be good. So let's go ahead and get this thing cut up. Damn it, the GoPro cut off, but I got the fender piece cut off. Now I need to now that I got that done, I can go ahead and take this bolt out, finish cutting this bumper piece, and we'll have to take that mounting point and fix it somewhere else. Honestly, I'll just have to figure out how I'm going to mount the bumper to the body, and that'll be another task because that definitely wasn't going to make it here because this needs to come out. So now I can go ahead, take that bolt out, finish cutting that bumper, and then figure out how I'll mount this up. Coming along pretty good, so let me get started with that. So got this piece cut off. As you can see, there it is. All that gone. This part of the body cut. Now all I need to do is decide how long I need this to come out. And I'm going to slice this and then bend it up to the body to get it out of the way. So, damn it. Whew. All right, so it is pretty much done. I'm gonna show you what we got, then I'm gonna do the other side. No need to go through that whole thing with you on camera, so I can get through it quick. Basically, as you see, cut these up, bend them up. Now to get these to come a little bit more forward, I'm probably gonna have to cut further back, but that is actually gonna be for, I'm gonna let Harry take care of that because he's the one that's gonna finalize and weld these up. So as far as I'm concerned, that's something that he can like decide if he wants to go further back to pull those up. And then we'll have to seam seal those openings up to keep the car pretty much waterproof and do that. The next thing, to mount this bumper, so that is pretty much what I will do there at a later date. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and get a wheel on, see how that fits before I move it to the other side to make sure I don't need to make any more changes. And from there, that'll be it. So I'm gonna blow this area out before I bring one of these wheels out and like trash it. It's gonna need some camber in, but I don't know how far more I have to go. So that is the question, and that is what I need to see. This is probably why another reason static in this situation is easier, but I don't want easy. I want clean and hard as fuck. All right, so I've given it a little camber in, got those tabs bent up a little more, as you can see, a little bit more clear, so I can get an idea how it will be when Harry welds them up. So now let's go ahead and enter manual mode for the air ride. That's looking a little bit better, actually. After Harry welds this shit up, we could probably have a little body flex, but if we beat more of this up, it'll be out the way. I'm kind of, even right there is 0. So right there, we are zeroed out in the rear. 1 PSI in the bag, damn near 0 flaking. I love that. Let's see if we can put a panel on that. So we come, put a panel on there. It's gonna be about right there. Oh yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are tucking 17s on a wide body. Right there. And we are looking good for the cuts. Cuts are looking good, especially when we put the other panels on. Yo, that is freaking awesome. Got the driver's side cut, made my stencil. Now I'm going to go ahead and on the next episode, this either will be finished up or will actually show it being finished up, but either way that'll be completed. And then the next thing to do is to actually start fitting the wide body panels on the car, because the front is already cut. Front's been cut, so that's already good. I did make the correction for this little area right here. Other than that, I like everything else. So stay tuned. Wide body kit is very, very, very close to getting fitted on, so we can see what it will look like on the wide body, on the tires, on the wheels. Stay tuned. Just build it. See you on the Instagram. Peace. Don't forget, podcast Performance Talk.